Choosters, and welcome to another one of Gav's videos. Hope you're all well and your projects are going up to speed, not unlike most of mine. Today I just wanted to give you a bit of a review on Knight Models Batman miniature game figures. The two I've got to show you today are the Flash, and it says it's the Ezra Miller version, and Red Hood. Now I will confess I know absolutely nothing about cartoon characters, you know, superheroes. I was a kid that wasn't ever into comics when I grew up. I was always into military history, but as you probably know by following my channel, I'm a painter who loves to paint, and I like painting different subjects, and these have been really appealing to me for quite a while, so I thought I'd give them a go. Now by the time I've hit Knight Models, they're moving from metal sculpts to resin sculpts, and the two figures I'm showing you today, that's the painted one and an unpainted one, they're the resin. And first of all, I thought we'd just show you a painted version first. Let me see if we can get in a bit closer now. This is the Flash. Now I'd heard of the Flash, but I'd never actually, I must confess I've never actually seen any TV programmes or films or whatever with him in it. Oh, starting to lose some focus there. There we go. That's the back version of him. Now he's all, as I say, he's all resin. And I'll come on to the, I'll show you it all in the, you know, a raw resin figure in a minute with Red Hood. This one was a bit difficult. When I picked these two up too because they're the colour schemes interested me, and I thought they'd be fairly simple to do. As I don't paint a lot of resin, you know, I was a bit concerned about buying, like they do some starter sets for like about 25 quid, and I thought, well, if I stuff those up, I'm going to be out of pocket, the mercenary that I am. And I did think this was going to be fairly straightforward. I looked at some some film stills in that of Ezra Miller, the actor, as he's dressed up as Flash, and these bluey grey lines here are like wires, and they're shown a lot lighter in the film stills as wire. And the artist who's done the artwork for the box, he's done them darker as well, and I found out, I tried to do them light and they became almost white lines on the suit, which it just didn't look right. So I've gone down the road of not as well probably as the guy that's obviously done the box art, but I've gone down the of showing these bluey grey lines. One concern, as we all have with resin, is like holes, you know, and see-through bits. Absolutely none of that. The casting's really nice, clean casting. There, you know, a couple of little mould lines, which are, and it's quite a. It's not a soft resin, but it's an easily carvable resin. You know, if you've got your scalpel, you'll be able to clean the lines off quite easy. The only trouble I had was, with all these bits of wire going across his suit, was making sure that I wasn't cleaning off one of those. I did have one problem. This hand here must have been fractured in transit or at the factory, and I literally just moved my finger across it and it pinged straight off. Luckily it was a clean break and I managed to put it exactly where it was, but that was a bit of a bummer. But was it a deal breaker for me? No, I don't think it is. It's you almost think something's going to happen with resin anyway, and as I say, genuinely tempting fate here, but you know, these are gaming figures and there's a fair bit of play on that, so you know, I think it really was fractured in transit. The base comes with these moulded bases. I'll show you another base in a minute. So these flagstones, whatever, are pre-moulded on. I made some newspapers up, you know, drew them, you know, with me paintbrush, and just scrunched them up with white glue. I put a couple of pop cans on the floor. You see that one there as well. And they're the trusty old cocktail sticks. I don't know what I'd do without a cocktail stick, to be honest with you, because I use them for everything. But yeah, it's a cocktail stick just painted up to look like a can. The newspaper, I got the idea. There's a guy who's got a channel, I think it's Ian Aiken, and he paints up loads of these night model figures. So I'll nod towards his channel because it was his idea, and I've just followed that really. So yeah, that's my Flash figure. Now we'll give you a look of Red Hood that hasn't been touched. A second, this one. Here's Red Hood. See him without his makeup on. As you can see, as with most resin, really nice cast. There's lots to work on there, and these are 28mm. I think they're 28mm rather than 30. I can't be absolutely 100% sure. His face isn't missing. That's a Red Hood. Most of you know all this anyway. It's me that must live in some alternate universe that doesn't know a single thing about superhero figures. Only I can paint things I have absolutely no idea on. Now you'll also notice he's got two automatic pistols. One's got a silencer on, and yes, that should have a silencer on as well, and that's broken transit. Now, you can spit the dummy out, and I got these from Wayland Games off eBay, on their eBay site. I'm quite sure they'd replace them. I've never asked them. But, again, it's a clean break. I've got the piece. I'll stick it back on. Little things like that. They could send you 10 of these and you might find one broke off, so I'm not. I think myself it's they're packed with the usual grey foam pressed down into the plastic box, and myself I believe it could well be as they press them down they might break it. I don't know, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I like the sculpts too much for it to be a deal breaker. Again, I chose this guy because I was going to enjoy doing the colours that he's in. Again, you guys will know there's lots of these different versions at different times. Whoever's writing the comic books or the TV series at the time comes up with a different set of clothes for them and things. So I just happen to like this particular version anyway. I've had to do loads of Wikipedia on superheroes to get up to speed with who does what to who, and I've got to confess I'm completely mystified by a lot of the stuff. So that's Red Hood. I shall be starting work on him in the near future. I'll show you one of these bases. This is a textured base. I hear a lot, and I've seen a lot of people's videos. So you've got a leaf textured in there. A lot of people don't like them. I can understand it. It's nice for a manufacturer to have a go at doing stuff like this. And if you just want a quick job, you can obviously bang them out. You want to get them on the table quick. You can do so. The only problem is obviously when it's like this, it does limit you to what you do. But I wasn't going to go and buy any specific resin basins for these. I'll probably end up selling these. I just enjoy painting them. Night Models are bringing out the Harry Potter game that keeps getting delayed, but probably anywhere between September and February this year into next year. So I actually will be. I'm a big, as an old bloke, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. So I'm going to be. I will actually be buying into that game. That's the first ever game I'll ever be buying into. But when it comes out, so yeah, that's Night Models. Let's see if we can get the guy on camera. As you can see, $12.42 I paid for that. I can't remember if it was free postage for the both or I paid for postage for one. But hopefully it turns out something like that, and I can get that silencer to reattach. If I can't, he'll just have to have two automatic pistols with no silencers on, because I'll cut the other one off. my man Flash here, he was painted, the reds are mainly scale 75, with the darker colours in between, that's whole red, as you probably guys know. It's one of my favourite colours from Vallejo, and then all the other colours of Vallejo. And on top of that, I use occasionally, I use these. I would advise anybody that wants to get a bit more saturation on their colours, you know, Dale and Rowney, Artist Acrylic Inks, and obviously you'll get a more deeper colour the more layers you go on. You just got to be a bit careful, because obviously I've done glazes and bits and pieces on that, and this will drown it out if you're not careful. But if you want to get that depth to your colours, I use these acrylic inks. And I've got a couple of, I'll just show these quickly. I've got two on my desk, extra ones at my desk. Now that's not luminous, it is light green, but it will give you, when you do it sparingly, it will give you some lovely depth to your colours. So that's the green one. I've got a few others, but in me cupboards, but these are the three I'd got on my desk. That's the yellow. They retail at between about £5 and £6 a bottle, and I just get a couple here and there when I'm ordering stuff. But they are really nice for putting either on top of your paint, or you can do it in between if you want to. As I say, it's perfectly, you can spray it through an airbrush, which obviously I just brush mine on at the moment. But yeah, that's what I use on some of these figures that can do. The Flash was a bit harder because he's so cut up with all these different wires, and you couldn't go to town on you know, you didn't have the surface area to get some good glazes in properly, as in to build up some transitions and that. So there we go. Well guys, another one of Gav's gigantic videos. I do apologise. You take care of yourselves, and as I say, keep those brushes clean. They'll look after you if you look after them, and I'll catch you again on another vid. Cheers guys.